What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Hopefully you're all having an awesome day. Now, this is the second video in the new upload schedule, which is going to be pretty cool. Hopefully you did enjoy the last video, which was just like a stream highlights thing. I'm going to be uploading Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 9 PM BST, guys. So this video will probably be premiered around 9 anyway. I'm going to try and premiere all the videos just because I can obviously interact with you guys in the chat and everything like that. Please bear in mind it is a chat for a video, it's not a stream chat. So, hello everyone, and yeah. This video is completely different than what I normally do. This is a game called Valorant. Some of you guys may not have any idea what this game is, some of you guys may know what this game is, and some of you guys may be trying to get this game, some of you may even have the game. Now, this is like a beginner's guide type thing. I was thinking, you know, how could I introduce this game onto my channel? I may even be streaming this a few days in the week. It is kind of cool. It is currently still in beta, and I'll probably put in the description or in the comments timestamps of different parts of this video if you want to find out different parts about it, or you could just watch the whole thing if you really wanted to. This probably won't be that entertaining. I'll try and put in some funny things just to make it liven up a bit, but yeah, there'll be different timestamps to do with different things. Now, this video is currently in beta. It's made by Riot Games, who I believe also are the creators of League of Legends, so they do have pretty popular games. Now, the way in which they're giving the beta is pretty weird in my opinion. However, it does seem to be somewhat effective. Basically on the 3rd and on the 7th of April, which I actually got this on the 7th of April, which I'll get onto in a minute on how you get it. They do drops on Twitch. Basically, what you have to do is you have to link your Twitch account to your Riot Games account, and then once you've done that, you have to watch certain streamers such as Summit, On Screen, Twitch Rivals, Myth, Nick30, anyone who's underneath the title of the stream. It has drops enabled in green after the drops are announced. I will put a picture on screen just to show you what this looks like. If you do need any help with any of this, feel free to comment below and I'll try and help you out with as much information as I know. Basically, once you do that, you then just have to watch the streams. The more you watch the streams, obviously, the higher the chance you have of getting the account. You'll then get an email and a notification in your Twitch, which I'll also put a screen on to show what it looks like. If you have actually got given access. These are not keys you're not given, you're not sent a key that you then redeem. It is then put on your account, so bear that in mind. If everyone's like, oh yeah, I've got a key for you, no, it has to be an account that is obviously your account because you watch the streams. Now, the interesting part about it is, obviously, you do have to watch the streams and it is completely luck. I actually got mine on the 7th. I was one of the last people to actually get it on the 7th. At the time of recording, I'm recording this on the 8th actually, because I obviously just got this game yesterday. You actually, there are no drops currently going on. Drops, I believe, should be starting again at 5 AM in their time, which I believe is 1 PM BST. So by the time this video comes out, there should be drops going on right now, as according to what their tweets are saying. So all you have to do is watch any Twitch stream with drops enabled. It could be your favourite streamer on Twitch has actually got these going on right now. You know, you could go and watch them, support them. Just bear in mind, they did have 1.6 million viewers, but let's be realistic, half of them are probably bots or alts, just so people can try and get it a lot easier. But that is the simplest way of doing it. Like I said, it's a bit weird. They are, in a way, it creates popularity for their game. Whether or not the hype's going to last, I don't know. I think it'll probably depend on how the competitive scene emerges. And yeah, if you have never heard of this game before, this is basically like a cross between CS:GO and Overwatch. If you're not really into cartoon shooters, I guess you're more into stuff like COD. This probably isn't the game for you. It is a very slow-paced game as well. I haven't actually played the game yet. I thought, you know what, we'll just get into this beginner's guide. I've looked at everything in HUD and all of that sort of stuff, and I will show you everything. So, just like all those other types of games, they're different operators or different people that you can become who have different power-ups. They can all be traded off. You can obviously team up with your teammate. There's it's the 1st to 13 wins, I believe it is, and there's teams of 5. So here is what happens when you join up. You have all this down here. You have all of this over here. You have your friends list. You obviously have my name over there. If you don't want to add me, just add me up. If any of you do want to play with me, most of you probably won't have this game right now, so if you don't want to play with me, just comment down below and I'll happily try and make a 5-man or something with you and we can play together. Members get priority or something, I don't know. But yeah, this is obviously the latest page. You have to play to unlock 3 agents. So the agents are all the different not power-ups, but addition things you can get. You got the closed beta rewards. So actually, if you get the beta, you do get free cosmetics. Also, I'll put a screenshot on the screen right now as well, but I'll also read it to you. In the email that you actually get when they give you access, to say you've been granted access, it also says at the bottom, at full launch we will give you all your Valorant points back. So they're calling like the points you can buy, like V-Bucks I guess, or credits in Rocket League or anything like that. You can basically, you get your Valorant points back after the beta's close, which is sometime around summer, and plus 20%. So say you bought this right now, you would get the 525. Then after the beta, you get all your points back. So you get the 525 points back, and then you get 20% back. Sorry, as a bonus. So you would obviously get yourself another 104 points back on top of that, as well as getting all your other points back. So you're basically getting free cosmetics. Yes, you obviously do have to pay for it. So you technically don't get a refund in terms of you don't get your $4.99 back, but you get all your points back. So you're technically getting free cosmetics for having the beta, which in a way I think is kind of cool. Obviously they're doing it for a reason, but I do think that is kind of cool. You can use prepaid codes, you can use PayPal, you can use your card, whatever. There's multiple ways you can do it, which I think is kind of cool. The Radiant points are used to evolve certain weapon skins and other types of content in the game. So again, you can buy them with the Valorant points. They're calling them A points, I'm pretty sure, I don't know. Obviously this game is still in beta, so bear it in mind, there is things changing. At the moment I don't believe there's any ranks. Obviously CSGO and Overwatch both have ranks or tiers or anything like that. So I would assume they're probably going to add them at some point throughout. But they're going to be doing drops at multiple times during the beta. So now this is the main part that if you haven't played the game you probably won't know much about. This is all the weapons, this is the arsenal. You have your player card down here, so you can have all the different titles that would come up. You have all these different styles. I'm not sure how many of these you actually get after the beta, because obviously within the beta you do get access to some of these exclusively. I'll just leave it on like this one for now, just because that's what I had on. Then you have the sprays, just like Fortnite I guess. With sprays you can have some sprays. You get you can get like all these different types of ones basically, depending on what you choose. Pre-round, mid-round and post-round, of whichever ones you want. The more you play, the more you can unlock as well. And now you have all these different types of guns. I will obviously hop into a game and show you it all as well. Like I said, this video will be quite long. For the Premier people who are watching it the whole way throughout, really do appreciate it. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. In the after the video's uploaded and everything, I'll put in the comments timestamps for all the different parts. So if you only want to watch like, I want to find out about this, I want to find out about this, you can just skip to it, because this is going to be quite a long video. I don't want to make it too long. It's not going to be like an hour or anything. It'll probably be like 20-30 minutes. But I'll try and show off as much as I possibly can. If you do have any questions about any of it, please let me know. And I'll try and do like a part 2 if you really want me to. So this is pretty self-explanatory if you've ever played any games like this before. You have your sidearms, your SMGs, your rifles, and your snipers. We'll come back to the this one in a minute. So obviously you have all the different styles. These are just skins that you can put on your guns. A bit like Fortnite wraps, I guess. A bit like the skins in COD, Warzone, and everything like that at the moment. So in the game you actually have to use your credits that you get in the game to buy the different weapons. You have to be tactical about which ones you're going to buy, which ones you're not going to buy. There is a lot of thinking that is involved in this game, and I think Nikkei, when I was watching Nikkei 30 the other day, like even he said, it's not really a type of game that you can meme that easily. Like you actually have to be quite good at the game in order to actually get quite popular. But there obviously there's these things called buddies as well, which are a bit like keychains, that which you can put on the side of it, which you can obviously unlock by the more you play the game, the more different things you can unlock. I'm sure they'll probably let you buy some as well. I'll show you the store in a minute as well. So there's all the different types of guns. There's not really much I can show you about them, to be honest. They're just all the different skins. There's not really anything interesting to know about it, I guess. These are all the different types of guns you can get. If you, like I said, if you do have any questions about any of it, please just let me know. I'll try and show off as much as I can to you, because obviously I don't know how many of you actually have the game. If you obviously do want the game, you know, go ahead, try and get as much as you want. If you didn't know about it until now, hopefully you could go check it out if you do like this type of game. Obviously, like CSGO as well, you do actually have a melee knife as well. You obviously have all these different types of things. Whether or not you'll be able to trade it and they'll be spending like thousands of pounds like they do in CSGO, I have no idea. Obviously at the moment there's only 5, but like I said, it is obviously only in beta, so there'll be probably a lot more stuff coming soon. Now, this is probably the most interesting part. This is the agents. These are obviously the different type of people that you can use. All of them have different power-ups and certain abilities depending on the agent that you do use. So I'll go through each one and show you each one step by step. And yeah, that's just right. Okay, so the first one is Brimstone. Controllers are experts in slicing up dangerous territory to set their team up for advantage. These bits here, I'm pretty sure, like categories of their, like their different agents. I think some of them might have the same ones. These are like all their different contracts. So these are the stuff you can unlock depending on if you use them or not. So the second one is Incendiary. I don't even know what I'm saying there. You can equip a grenade launcher, fire to launch a grenade at detonators as it comes to rest on the floor, creating a lingering fire zone that damages players within the zone. So like I said, these are obviously all different power-ups. These letters are up here, just your keybinds that you can change to whatever you want. So I'll show you off them all first, and then I'll show you off all the power-ups individually. So the first one we have is Brimstone, then we have Jet, then we have Phoenix, then we have Sage, then we have Sova, Breach, Cypher, Omen, Raze, Viper, and we're back to Brimstone. As you can see, obviously there's only 10 at the moment. Whether or not they're going to add more, I would assume they probably will later down the line. I don't know whether they're going to add seasons or stuff like that, like Rainbow, where they add different agents depending on seasons. I'm not sure. But as you can see, they all have different power-ups. So this one's a grenade launcher. This one's a like a smoke screen type thing where it fires smoke clouds which lands in. You have a beacon and an orbital strike. Now this one has so this is like their main one, I guess. Obviously you all have guns at the same time, but you do have abilities as well. The abilities is probably the most interesting part about this. Obviously with the guns, I'm pretty sure you have to learn like how to aim and obviously stuff like that. The aim, like the way you control it and everything like that. But these bits here are the abilities that each of them have depending on which agent you use. Obviously everyone will be able to buy the same guns, be able to control them all in the same way. However, they obviously do have different ones. This one, the N ones, I believe you pick up if you grab the orb when you're running around the map. If you grab the orb, you then unlock like the super ability, as it is called, I guess. And then obviously like this one, you get to throw a bunch of knives at people, which is kind of cool. So if, like I said, I don't want to make it too long. I just want to show you it brief, but show you enough detail. If you want to see any of these agents in detail, please just let me know and I'll happily show you off them all. Maybe we could do like an even video where I show off every single one. Now, this is obviously the point where you do play. You can open your party, you can close your party if you just want to play with friends. And then you obviously literally just press play now. Now, this is the pretty interesting part as well. You do actually have the option for custom games. Obviously when servers are down, you can play with your friends. You can choose the map, you can choose the mode. Obviously at the moment there's only that. And cheats on or off. You can obviously choose which one you become, attackers or defenders. And you can actually have 2 spectators, which is actually pretty cool. Obviously you can get in 12 people. So you could have, you could make your own tournaments, you could host all different kind of stuff like that. It's really easy to set up. You just obviously create the party, you invite everyone in, you choose which teams you're on, you have your spectators if you want them, and then you literally just press start game. It's as simple as that. Everyone has access to this. I don't think it'll be special like anything in Fortnite with custom games or anything like that. So that is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously with unrated, it's just normal games you get put into a game with random people. You will obviously get put onto games with your servers. That is another point, that when you do watch the streams, you can watch anyone. You could be in EU and watch someone on NA. However, you do actually have to watch, make sure your account is set to the region that you are going to be playing on. Like, you don't want to have an NA account and you're going to be trying to play on EU because it won't let you. As far as I'm aware. Obviously when you get to a career, this shows you your match history. I haven't played any matches yet, so it doesn't show anything there. And then we have the store, which is obviously where you can buy all the different cosmetics. As far as I'm aware, obviously they're just cosmetics. They don't have any effect in the game at all. So this is obviously a knife. That's well, this is a bundle that you could buy for 5,325 points. So you get all of this stuff for all of that. Obviously these are just cosmetics, but you can they do have different level ups, which are kind of cool there. So if you wanted to buy it individually, that's 3,550. Obviously, just to put that into perspective, when we load this up, 3,550 is around £35. So So if you wanted to buy this whole bundle, it's £50 basically. It is not cheap, but then again, if you did buy it now, if you have access to the beta at least, you then get all your points back. So then you could basically spend double, but for half the price. So if you are an early adopter of the game, they are rewarding you for buying stuff early. But then again, the main things are like 1,275. It is not cheap to buy stuff from the store. Whether they're going to add trading or stuff like that, I'm not sure. At the moment, there's no option to do so, but I would assume they probably would. And now the last point that you would probably want to know about is this part up here. It's tucked away in the corner, and that's practice. This is where, as simple as it sounds, you can practice. You have the open range where you can freely explore the entire range and everything that you can do in it. This one is a shooting test, so there's a bunch of bots that spawn up. You can choose your guns and you can just basically practice. A bit like, I don't know, if you use like a Fortnite aim trainer or something, you know, it's literally built into the game there. You have spike planting, so this is obviously when you're in the game, the person who puts down the spike. This is just practicing, taking control of the site, planting the spike and defending it. And then this one is, if you're the defenders, practicing defusing the spike. So it's pretty cool. You have all the different options that you can do. You can practice certain elements. If you wanted to, you can practice this. And you can swap out your agents at any time, so if you want to get better with different agents, you can swap that out. So if I hop into the open range, I will just show this for you guys. Like I said, I don't want to make the video too long, but I want to show you enough detail. If you obviously haven't seen this game before, then hopefully this will give you a clear indication. And if you do have any questions, just let me know, and I'll try and answer them to the best I can. So you can choose whichever ones you want. So say I'll choose Jet, you then press lock in, you then have your character, and then if you do want to change your character, you can do so at any point. You just press F2, it brings you out with the menu, and then you can practice with any of the characters. So obviously I'll just show off some brief power-ups. So if you see down there, you have all the different abilities. Obviously I have them all because we're just in training. If I press C, this will give you like a smoke storm where the enemies obviously won't be able to see, so you can try and pull off some pretty cool things right there. You just have your gun. Then we have this ability, which obviously lets you jump up pretty high. You do have unlimited amount of this in the training because obviously it is training. You can have E, which is like a boost forward, so you could do like a combo. You could chuck this down, then you could like boost through it and do some trick shots or whatever. And then if you did collect the orb in the game, you then have access to the special ability, which as you can see on the screen down below as well, there's two different ways that you can do it. Like if you want to chuck one of the knives, you can chuck one of them, or if you want to chuck all of them, you can then chuck all of them. So there are some pretty cool abilities that you can obviously do. What I would suggest doing, obviously it's up to you however you play the game, but I would suggest you pick a character that you think could work well. You see how it goes, you practice for a little bit, you play a few games, see how it goes. If you don't like them, maybe you could change it, but then just practice getting better with them, I guess. So look, we'll just do a quick show off of another one. So if we pick this guy, this is the one that you actually play as somewhat in the tutorial when you start the game. Obviously here's the knife as well, which you can use, so you can like try and stab people or whatever. Pretty self-explanatory. This one gives you a drone, so if you chuck this down, you can literally fly around and see where your enemies are. Obviously you stay down there, so as you can see, there's me right there. It only lasts for a certain amount of time, but this can be used to see where your enemies are. We have this one, which gives you a bow. So if I obviously hold it down and it charges it up, you can then throw it at targets. So as you can see, but down there as well, there's all different options for it to do. Then I can right click it, so it like rebounds. On the walls of some of the places there are actual targets. So if you chucked it at this, for example, it would stick to one of the targets and it actually reveals where the enemies are. They look like a thermal type of camera type thing, and it shows where the enemies are, which is pretty sick. You then obviously have this this one as well.
Revealing area.
Yeah. There's two different bows, and then this last one is the super power up, which basically lets you shoot through walls, which is pretty OP. So if there was an enemy behind that wall, it would literally destroy them. There is quite a amount of time that you can get out of the way, But yeah, just bear that in mind. And obviously, if you want to come over here, you can start practicing your shooting, everything like that. You choose which guns and everything you want to use and everything like that. So hopefully this video did help you out. If you do need any help, like I said, or if you want to know any different abilities, like signature abilities, which is what this N1 is called there. If you don't want to see anything else, if I do find out any more stuff about anything, I'll maybe make an update video. I may even stream this a few times, so if you are interested in stopping by, I really do appreciate that. Hopefully you like seeing something else as well, other than just Fortnite on the channel. Appreciate it if you do go down there, drop a like, subscribe, have an awesome rest of the day, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace out.